Ask your doctor if Mort's Miniatures Vlog is right for you.
Hello, chances are I'm Mort. These are probably miniatures, so welcome to another vlog. First up for this vlog, here's 2 Cavemen miniatures. I have no idea who made these, but if you recognise them, please let me know in the comments below. Not really much to talk about painting wise, these guys are nice simple old school sculpts and thus got a nice simple paint job. In fact, they're both basically the same sculpt with different weapons and a headdress added. I tried using 2 different skin tones to make them look more different from each other. I don't think this was entirely successful, but I got away with it, I think. Gaming wise, I'm planning to use these to represent Neanderthals, as encountered in The Warlock of Firetop Mountain, and several other fighting fantasy adventures in fact. Talking of fighting fantasy, here's a skeleton on a throne, inspired by this picture from Death Trap Dungeon. The throne itself is of course the Hero Quest throne, redetailed using some bits of wood, an old Chaos Warrior shield and some other bits I had lying around. While the skeleton is mostly a mixture of late 90s Warhammer plastic skeleton parts and a Ralpatha Europe skull. The scroll, the wolf icon on the throne, and the sword are from the Mordheim accessory sprues. Next up, here's a unicorn from Reaper Miniatures. Not really much to say about this one, but it's a nice model, and white is very difficult to paint, so I'm rather pleased with how well this came out. I plan to one day use this in a scenario based on the classic fantasy film Legend. And I used promotional photos from the film as reference while I was painting it. As with most Reaper pieces I own, I ordered this from Miniature Heroes, and I was quite lucky to get hold of it because it was the last one in stock.
I am the only unicorn there is. The last?
Now, they've restocked since. And now, some badges. 6 of them in fact. These rather nice British style badges are available from Krakon Games. Here's one with Hlekjar for scale. There's only one sculpt of these available, so I tried to add a bit of variation by bending the legs and tails about a bit, and adding some decoration to the bases. This one's got a skull on its base, and this one has a mushroom. Now, black and white are probably the 2 most difficult colours to paint, which makes badges a particular challenge because they are black and white, but they don't fight, except for mating rights and territory. I expect you want some animation now, don't you? Here goes. This is a mushroom I have sculpted myself, entirely from green stuff. I'm not a particularly great sculptor, but mushrooms are easy to sculpt, so this came out quite well. Painting wise it's nothing special, but I did try and match the mushroom in Mr. Weeble's original animated video. And yeah, overall I'm quite pleased with my mushroom. In my games of course it'll be making appearances in deep dank caves and the deepest darkest parts of the woods. No doubt at least one of my players will make their character try and eat it.
Here's Hlekjar. Gale.
The snake is a D&D Displacer Serpent, which I've rebased and repainted to look like the snake in Mr. Weeble's animation. This was really nice to paint because the sculpted details looked quite a bit like the markings on the original snake illustration. So all I really had to do was get the right kind of greens, and I was well away. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. Games wise, I'm probably going to use it as some kind of constrictor snake, probably guarding some kind of ancient temple. Here it is with Hlekjar for scale. What manner of man is this, who can summon fire without flint nor tinder? He is an enchanter, and yes, there are some who call him Tim. This awesome model is part of the Medieval Mayhem range, which was originally produced by Studio Miniatures, but now belongs to Halen Terrain. So I bought one of these a while back, and when it came around to me wanting to paint it, I couldn't bloody find the thing, and I ended up tearing my flat apart trying to find it, but nope, couldn't find it anywhere. So anyway, I thought, well, if I can't find it, I'll go online and I'll just order another one so I can paint it. But it was at that point I discovered Studio Miniatures had actually discontinued the line and hadn't yet passed it on to Halen Terrain. So I was completely at a loss of what to do. So I put a message out on Facebook to see if any of my friends had bought one, which they'd be willing to sell me. And fortunately, Gav had, and he very kindly sent me it, and a couple of other figures as well. And then when I was about halfway through painting the miniature Gav sent me, the original miniature I bought turned up, sitting in a box of printer cartridges. And I have no clue how it got there. I mean, it kind of like slipped in the box was closed. It must have somehow got deliberately put in with the printer cartridges. Why would I put miniatures in with printer cartridges? I don't even keep miniatures and printer cartridges in the same place. Do you think this bit should have been cut? I mean, I like to give as much detail about miniatures as I can, but then sometimes I worry I ramble on too much.
Mort, just get on with it.
Yeah, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yeah, get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Just get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Just get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
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 Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Get on with it. Get on with it.
Oh, I am enjoying this scene.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it! Mort! What? I'm just getting the spirit of things. So I of course based the colour scheme on John Cleese's iconic character in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And I was very pleased to discover that the robes had this kind of red lining to them, which gave me an opportunity to put a lot more colour on the model than I originally thought I could. So yeah, this was a really nice model to paint, and it's fast becoming a new favourite in my collection. Games-wise, of course, I'll be using him as an NPC Warlock. And of course, if you're going to have a Tim the Enchanter miniature, you've got to have a killer white rabbit. Here's mine. It's a small plastic toy of unknown origin that I have based and painted up for gaming. It's not a particularly great sculpt, but it gets the job done. Games-wise, so far I've just been using it as a regular rabbit, but I've of course written rules so I can use it as the most foul, cruel and bad-tempered rodent you've ever set your eyes on. So, brave heroes, if you do doubt your courage or your strength, come no further, for death awaits you all with nasty big pointy teeth. This is another miniature from the Medieval Mayhem range, which has been named the Scribe, but it's obviously based on the old man from Scene 24, as portrayed by Terry Gilliam in the film. So again, like with Tim the Enchanter, I based the colour scheme on what's seen in the film. Although he doesn't have one in the film, the addition of the scroll gave me something interesting to paint, and I like to think it contains a list of questions to ask people before they cross the Bridge of Death. Stop! He who would cross the Bridge of Death must answer me these questions 3. There, the other side you see. What is your name? What is your quest? What is the subject of Mort's next miniatures vlog? Ah! Couple of more things to show you now. This is a Reaper Miniatures Dire Badger, which is of course based on an American style badger. And it was while painting this miniature that I decided I wanted some British style badges to represent my Dire Badgers, which led to me purchasing the badges you saw earlier in this video. It's a good model, it was nice to paint, but it's just not what I wanted. Games wise, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll use it as a familiar or something. And finally, we've had a killer bunny, but here's a creepy bunny. This is a rather sinister and weirdly proportioned plastic toy that I think came from a pound shop. And upon seeing it, I thought, wow, that's hideous. So I based it and painted it up for use as a monster. Games-wise, I think it's going to be some kind of demon. I mean, look at that. Just look at it. That's the kind of thing that appears in your bedroom at night and murders you in your sleep. Big thanks to all the friends and fans of the channel who took part in this video, many of whom have their own YouTube channels, miniature companies, and so on and so forth, which you can find links to in the description below. Well, that's about it for this vlog. Until next time... Oh, I've just come up with a goodbye catchphrase. I better tell Andy. Andy! 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 Andy!
Can't you see I'm busy?
And now for something completely different.